Class 6. Subject Social Studies, History. Lesson -2 From hunting gathering to growing food. Q1. Why were earliest people called hunter-gatherers? Answer. The name comes from the way in which they got their food. They hunted wild animals, fish and birds, gathered fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, stalks and eggs. Q2. Why did the hunter-gatherers travel from place to place? Answer. If they had stayed at one place for a long time, they would have eaten up all the available plants and animal resources. Animals moved from place to place, humans followed them as they hunted them. Plants and trees bear fruits in different seasons, so people may have moved from season to season. In search of water, people travel from place to place. Q3. How do we know about these people? Answer. Archaeologists have found the things hunter-gatherers made and used like tools of stones, wood and bones. Q4. How was fire used by hunter-gatherers? Answer. Source of light. Roast meat and eat. Scare away wild animals. Q5. What was the impact of the change in environment around 12,000 years ago? Answer. Climate of the world became relatively warm. As a result, grasslands developed in many parts, which led to an increase in the number of deer, antelope, goat, sheep and cattle, i.e. animals that survive on grass. This encouraged people to herd and rear animals. Fishing and hunting started, registered trademark symbol. Several grain-bearing grasses like wheat, barley and rice grew. This led people to think about growing plant. Q6. How is the Stone Age divided? Answer. Stone Age can be divided into 3 periods. 1. Paleolithic. Comes from two Greek words paleo meaning old and lithos meaning stone. Extend from 2 million years ago to about 12,000 years ago. Divided into lower, middle and upper. Long span of time covers 99% of human history. 2. Mesolithic. Meso means middle and lithos means stone. Stone tools were tiny and are called microliths. Extend from 12,000 years ago till about 10,000 years ago. 3. Neolithic. Neo means new and lithos means stone. Tools with fine edges, polished and more specialized. Extends from 10,000 BC till 6,000. Q7. What were rock paintings? What do they tell us? Explain. Answer. Paintings on the walls by the earliest people in the caves in which they lived. They showed wild animals drawing with great accuracy and skill. For example, paintings from MP and southern UP. Q8. Why do farmers grow some crops in some areas and not in other areas? Answer. Farmers do this because different plants grow in different climatic conditions. Q9. How do people become farmers? Answer. When the climate of the world was changing, people observed places where edible plants are found, how seeds broke off stalks. Protected plants from birds and animals so that they could grow. They started growing their own plants and thus they became farmers. Q10. How did people become herders? Answer. People saw that they could attract animals by leaving food for them. The first animal to be tamed was dog. They started rearing sheep, goat and cattle etc. They protected them from other wild animals. This is how they became herders. Q11. Why do people who grow crops have to stay in the same place for a long time? Answer. They had to stay in the same place for a long time looking after the plants, watering, weeding, driving away animals and birds till the grain ripened. Q12. What is domestication? Answer. It is the name given to a process in which people grow plants and look after animals. Q13. Mention two purposes for which grain had to be stored. Answer. For food and seed. Q14. What did people do to store grain? Answer. People made clay pots or wove baskets or dug pits into the grounds for storing grains. Q15. What do you understand by storing animals? Answer. Animals provide milk and meat. Both are an important source of food. In other words, animals that are reared can be used as store of food. Q16. What were pit houses and where they have been found? Answer. Pit houses were built by digging into the ground with steps leading into them. They have been found in the Burzahom. Q17. Describe the tools made by farmers and herders. Answer. Stone tools have been found from many sites. They are often different from Paleolithic tools and are called Neolithic. Some tools were polished to give a fine cutting edge. Mortars and pestles were used for grinding grains. Some tools were made of bones. Q18. Describe the site of Mehergarh. Answer. First site is situated in a fertile plain, near Bolan Pass, important route into Iran. First place where wheat and barley were grown and where cattle were reared. One of the earliest known villages. Remains of square or rectangular houses were found. Burial sites have been found. Q19. Why were people buried with animals like goats? Answer. Dead people were buried with goat, which was supposed to serve as food after death. Q20. Why did people look after the dead people? Answer. People look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death.